Hello and welcome to the Insight Clinic lectures. Today we are going to talk about some of the very important ocular dimensions. As we all know that our human eye is a cystic structure which is kept in its form by the pressure which is present inside it. And there are certain dimensions which we all need to know. So first of all, what is the shape of the eyeball? The shape of eyeball is oblate spheroid. Okay, so the shape is oblate spheroid. So what is meant by this oblate spheroid? It is nothing but if we take a sphere and compress it from top, or we can say smash it from the either side. So what happens is its circumference along the poles will not be equal to the circumference which is present along the equator or the center. So this is what is actually would be seen in a sphere. However, in a spheroid, your circumferences will not be equal. And this is what is meant by oblate spheroid. As a matter of fact, our planet Earth is also an oblate spheroid. Before we proceed further into the dimensions of the eye, I want you to know what is meant by the equator of the eye. As a matter of fact, there are two types of equators. So one is an anatomical equator and the other one is a geometrical equator. So what is exactly the difference between this anatomical and geometrical equator of the eye? Let us see. If we take a circle like this, and on this circle, say this is the anterior pole and this is the posterior pole, and this is an oblate spheroid which has been smashed in this direction from the either side. So this is very similar to our eye. And on this sphere, if I have to draw a circumferential line, that means a line which is extending all throughout it, something like this. So if I draw a circumferential line something like this, on which every point on this line, whether it is present here or here on this circumferential line, is equidistant from the anterior and from the posterior pole, then this circumferential line will form what is known as the anatomical equator. So this is what is the anatomical equator. However, in the case of our human eye, the anatomical equator, although all the points present on it are equidistant from the anterior and posterior poles, it does not divide the globes into equal halves. Okay, so that's one important point that we should remember, that anatomical equator does not divide the globe into two equal halves. It is dividing it into two unequal halves. Now immediately the next question is, what is meant by the geometrical equator, or is it any different from the anatomical equator? Yes, because the eyeball is a oblate spheroid. In a perfect sphere, your anatomical and geometrical equator will be equal. However, it is not the same case in our human eye. How? Let's see. As I already mentioned, this is the anterior pole over here, and here is the posterior pole of the eye. So if I draw a line joining the anterior and the posterior pole, this is called the geometrical axis of the human eye. Okay, and if I draw a line which is perpendicular to the geometrical axis of the human eye in such a way that this line and this line are equal, that means a perpendicular line have been drawn over here which is perpendicular to the geometrical axis and also equidistant from the anterior and the posterior pole, and at this point if I draw a simple circumferential line that I drew before for the anatomical equator, then this circumferential line in the coronal plane whose axis is perpendicular and equidistant from the anterior and the posterior pole will be called what is called as the geometrical equator of the human eye. In reality, in human eye, geometrical equator is not equal to the anatomical equator because the sclera has a tendency to bulge more temporally. So the anatomical axis is far more posterior on the temporal side than on the nasal side. So you can imagine something like this. The anatomical equator will be going like this, whereas your geometrical equator would be something like this. Okay, and all of this is happening because the sclera and as such the eye is not equal in proportions at all the places. Let us have a look at this diagram. In the anteriormost part of the globe, we have the anterior pole, and the posterior part of the globe, we have the posterior pole. If we draw a line joining the anterior pole and the posterior pole, it forms a diameter which is called the anterior-posterior diameter and also called the anterior-posterior axis or the geometrical axis of the eyeball. As I've already told you about the geometrical equator, which is a circumferential line drawn all around the globe in such a way that the vertical diameter at the level of the geometrical equator is perpendicular to the anterior-posterior diameter and also equidistant from the anterior pole and the posterior poles. So, the vertical diameter of the eye at the level of the geometrical equator is called the vertical diameter of the eye, and the horizontal diameter at the level of the geometrical equator becomes the transverse diameter of the eye. If this is clear, let us move on to what is meant by the meridian of the eye. All of us have seen a clock, and there are 12 clock hours which are present in the clock from 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, right? So, in the same way, if we imagine to look at an eye by standing in front of a patient, that is a front profile of the eye, we can divide the eye based on the clock hours, how the arms look in a clock and how the clock is labeled. The same way we can label the eye as well. That means at 12 o'clock, at 1 o'clock, at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and so on. That is how we are labeling the human eye based on the clock hours. Now over here, if this is the 6 o'clock position and this is the 12 o'clock position, if we draw a line from the 6 o'clock to a 12 o'clock position, this is called a vertical meridian. Okay, and this vertical meridian in the eye will be dividing the eye into two halves. Now suppose over here is the nose of the patient, this is the eyebrow and this is the eye and this is the cornea, and you have divided it in based on the vertical meridian. So this meridian passing through the 12 o'clock to a 6 o'clock is dividing the eye into a nasal part because it's closer to the nose and a temporal part. Okay, so temporal part and nasal part. Similarly, if we take the 3 o'clock position and the 9 o'clock position and draw a line from 3 o'clock to 9 o'clock position, we would be dividing the eye into two hemispheres again, the superior hemisphere over here and the inferior hemisphere. So this is called the horizontal meridian, right? So understood? So a line passing from 3 o'clock to 9 o'clock is dividing the globe into superior and inferior and is called the horizontal meridian, and a line which is passing from 6 o'clock to 12 o'clock is dividing the globe into two halves, a nasal half and a temporal half, and this is called the vertical meridian of the eye. So let's start talking about the normal ocular dimensions. So the first one is the anterior posterior diameter, which is also called the AP diameter. So the normal AP diameter is about 24.15 millimeters. And when we are born, there's one more thing that we need to remember is that a newborn eyeball anterior posterior diameter is about 2/3 the size of adult. That means at birth, this anterior posterior diameter is about 16 to 17 mm, and then it reaches the adult diameter at the age of 13 years. Okay, so this is important. The eyeball reaches the adult size at the age of 13 years. Now, the horizontal diameter at the level of the geometrical equator, this one, is called the transverse diameter of the globe, and its size is about 23.5 millimeters. Coming to the vertical diameter at the level of the geometrical equator, the size is about 23 millimeters. So you can see there's only a difference of about 0.5 between the vertical and the horizontal dimensions, with vertical being a little bit smaller compared to the horizontal. The circumference of the globe, which is measured at the level of the geometrical equator, is about 75 millimeters. And from this point you would see that we would be actually repeating this magical number 7 a lot and also be roaming around it. Coming to the weight of the globe, the weight of the globe is 7 grams. So your circumference is about 75 millimeters. Weight of the globe is about 7 grams, and volume is, subtracting 0.5 from 7, that is 6.5 ml. I want to tell a little few detailed points about the volume of the eyeball. We know the total volume of the eyeball is about 6.5 ml, and this is kind of divided into anterior chamber volume, posterior chamber volume, and the vitreous volume. So your anterior chamber volume is about 0.25 ml, whereas the posterior chamber volume, that is the part which is present between the iris, if this is the iris and this is the lens and this is your cornea, so the part which is anterior to the iris, uh, and between the iris and the cornea is your anterior chamber, so that is about 0.25 ml, and the part which is present behind the iris and the lens, between the lens and the iris, is called the posterior chamber, and that volume is about 0.06. And if you go behind the lens, we have another area which is called the vitreous cavity, which has the vitreous fluid into it, so that is about 4.4 ml. I know all of this does not come to 6.5 because there are other content also of the eye which are not exactly contents, but as such the sclera and all of those things. So in this video, I have told about the very basic dimensions of the eye. Of course, there's a lot when we talk about the topographical anatomy of the human eye, and in the future videos, I would try to complete the orbit and tell you about the anatomy of the orbit. Do tell me in the comments what kind of videos do you like, and what more next I can do in my next videos. And for you, I have one question, and the question is, what is meant by the functional equator of the eyeball? So I have told you about the anatomical equator, the geometrical equator. So what is this functional equator of the eyeball? If you know the answer, kindly comment in the comment section. And thank you for the patience listening. Have a nice day.